7 Little Johnstons. Amber shares health update after tragic car accident. Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. God bless you. For the news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. 7 Little Johnstons viewers are well aware of the recent severe accident that Amber and Trent Johnston's nephew had. He was on the verge of losing his life, and the entire family was begging for prayers for him. However, after 77 days of continuous hospitalization, Amber now has a massive update. She recently took to social media and revealed her nephew's current condition. Apparently, it's something that will make your heart full, as you have been praying for this for a while now. What did she reveal? Is he fine? How is his recovery phase going? Keep reading to learn more about Amber and Trent's nephew's current medical condition. 7 Little Johnstons star Amber Johnston has talked about the unfortunate incident that took place with one of her family members. The celeb shared with a heavy heart that her nephew almost lost his life during a road accident. The star had some severe injuries when an SUV struck him. Hence, he ended up having an aortic dissection, 14 broken ribs, cervical fracture, torn liver and spleen, orbital fracture, trimalleolar ankle fracture, and brain bleed, all at once. By the grace of God, Amber's nephew didn't have any kind of brain damage. This was only because of his dwarfism, as his chest anatomy fell in his favor. Even after all this, the star has been in the hospital for a while now, and viewers wonder how he copes with his injuries. After all this, Amber finally decided to update her audience and give them good news. 7 Little Johnstons star Amber recently took to Instagram and shared a happy picture with her audience. The snap featured her nephew sitting in a wheelchair as he was heading home after 77 days of hospitalization. Yes, the star is finally coming home, and the doctors have allowed him to leave. Though the couple's nephew is still in a wheelchair, he appears to be doing way better than he was before. The official account of 7 Little Johnstons also posted the picture, and fans weren't able to take their eyes off it. Amber's nephew was happily grinning while he held a welcome back card in his hands and was evidently surrounded by several gifts and balloons. The celeb wrote in the caption, "After 77 days," and added a home sticker. In another snap, the celeb was playing with a child, which made it clear that he was doing great. Fans finally breathed a sigh of relief, as this was the best update about Amber and Trent's nephew in the last few months. He had been battling a life-and-death situation and was finally in a safe zone. Several users noted that his face appeared to show speedy recovery. However, viewers are still praying for his betterment, as they want him to be back on his feet again. 7 Little Johnstons family update after devastating accident. The 7 Little Johnstons family experienced a major tragedy when one of their family members was injured in a horrific accident. Recently, there has been a health progress update since the initial life-threatening event. So how is the TLC relative doing now? 7 Little Johnstons. Family member was in horrific accident. Not too long ago, the main 7 Little Johnstons family account took to social media to say that Trent Johnston and Amber Johnston's nephew had a horrific accident. It turns out, this family member initially had a fender bender on July 19. Following that, and while out of his vehicle to assess the damage of the fender bender, the 7 Little Johnstons family member was hit by an SUV as he was walking back to his car. So things went from bad to worse in this situation very quickly. According to the update that the 7 Little Johnstons account shared back in September, there were a lot of injuries to be dealt with, and many things to recover from following this tragic accident. Even though the nephew made it out of the ordeal alive, there would be a long and painful recovery process. Detailing his injuries, the main 7 Little Johnstons social media account wrote, "He sustained an aortic dissection, 14 broken ribs, cervical fracture, torn liver and spleen, orbital fracture, trimalleolar ankle fracture, and brain bleed." Continuing on, they added, "Miraculously, he is alive. He suffered no brain damage. Due to his dwarfism chest anatomy, it is believed that is what saved his life." The journey continues to be long and windy, but we are grateful the journey exists and he's alive. Amber Johnston and Trent Johnston's 7 Little Johnstons nephew has had time to recover since the initial accident took place. Recently, a progress update has been making the rounds online, and there is good news based on these updates. The main Instagram account shared updates of their nephew coming home after 77 days in the hospital. Based on the pics making the rounds, he is still in a wheelchair. However, considering the severity of the injuries, he has come a long way, especially in his recovery process. No one wants to ever go through something as horrific as this, and no one would ever want a relative to endure horrific injuries like these. But the fact that this family member is back home after everything he went through proves that some tragedies do have positive